Oh, it looks a bit cold out there today.
Carrots! I hope you can hear me okay. I'm on this field I've been to before, but not when it's been like this, because it had carrots in it. And the noise you can hear behind me is the fact that they're being harvested or lifted as we speak. But it's left a lovely flat sandy ground for us. And in a minute, I know what's happened now because I've asked them. This guy's coming up, you'll see him behind me in a second, and he's just topping the greenery off it effectively, and then behind it are the actual carrot pickers and the trailer that then takes them away. Here he comes now. Oh, you're going to miss him. He's turned around and gone the other way. No, he's gone back up. I wanted to have him coming behind me, but anyway. And meanwhile, I found a cartridge end. It's carrot carnage round here. Gosh, a bit like the onions from a few videos back. So many left on the ground. I won't feel so guilty, I don't think, when I'm being really super precious on digging up carrots. Well, fascinating as it was to watch the lifting of the carrots, I think I'm done with this field. I found absolutely nothing apart from one rather interesting hammered copper coin. I don't know who it is. I'm going to have to look it up, but I don't recognise it. Anyway, as you could see from the first clip this morning, it was freezing. Not even Tasky wanted to go outside. But it's really warmed up. I'm wearing far too many clothes. But we're going to go to that pasture where I was a couple of videos ago, because I think it would just be a better use of our time. Well, I'm back up on this parkland. It's beautiful. And this is the reason I didn't bring Tasky. All these cows and the possibility of me coming up here. So sorry about that. Bring him out next time. I've just found what I think must be a bit of pot leg, but it's the nicest bit of pot leg I've ever found. Big and weighty. I mean, there's no mistaking that, is there? And let's just have a quick look at the coin I was talking about earlier. I mean, with quite a lot of rubbing, I'm getting a lot of detail on it, but I simply don't recognise it. I think it must be foreign. Or it's a 17th century token, one of the two. I can see a crown. Oh well, what do you think? I will have probably researched it by the time I put this video out, so hopefully I'll have an answer for you. Listen, it looks like Victoria. I suddenly see a girl's bun and neck. Anyway. Well, it's been hard going. I found a few bits and pieces, but not as much as I would have liked or would have thought even. But I've just finished digging. I haven't seen it, but I roughly know where it is. Something very wispy down there. And it's about 9-10 inches. And I can hear it on the pinpointer. I've been finding a lot of lead. I suspect that's what it is. Cool, I think it's bound to be, I think it might be iron. Oh. Well, whatever it is, it's out. Let's have a listen. Yeah, how boring. It's been a bit like that today. Gosh. I very rarely dig iron these days unless I want to, but I've got to go for the deep signals here. And therefore when it's wispy and a little bit squeaky, I'm willing to take the chance. That's just a nail. Amongst the things I have found, lots of modern coinage, rats, a couple of very nice hoops. I haven't found nice hoops for years. These have definitely got age to them, especially that one, that wonky one. And then this, I've never found one of these before. It's very fragile. I mean, it's a bell of sorts. I don't think it's very old, but rather sweet.
Hi there, we've come back here for a couple of reasons. Firstly, in my last video I found a little silver brooch of a bird. I don't think it's silver and I don't think it's very old. I couldn't show it to you at the time because I actually threw it away, and a couple of eagle-eyed people who saw that last video actually commented that they'd seen me in the video just toss it aside. I don't usually toss finds aside. I've never lost a find in the field before, but this time I managed to go back because I looked at the video and there, sure enough, I tossed it away. And I'd seen that clip in the edit about 100 times and I hadn't seen myself do it. But anyway, I got back to the field and I found it. As I said, I don't usually throw things away. I think I was so excited about the find that followed it that I just completely neglected this. Anyway, as I thought at the time, it's not that early. And I don't think it's particularly important. It's either a parrot or it's a swallow. It did have another bit of the tail. But Catherine and Knut, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, thank you very much for that, because thanks to you, we found it again. And secondly, now, I need to show you this because it is the top of my list of things to find and has been for years, forever. I wasn't filming it when I found it. It's quite nice sometimes to go out, as I'm sure you can understand, without all the camera gear and without all the stress and the pressure to find nice things. It's nice to go out and just not think about all that stuff. It's lovely going out and filming, and it's really good fun filming and editing as well. But sometimes to go out without it is great. And I found this. It's a Saxon silver penny. And it belongs to, because I've checked it on Spink, Harold I, who was the illegitimate son of Knut and was king from 1035 to 1040. And it's in almost mint condition. I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled. I mean, I didn't know what to say at the time. I still don't know what to say now. This is what possibly the best thing I've ever found, and that's why I'm showing it to you. I really needed to show it off, even though I'm afraid, I'm sorry, there's no filming of me digging it or getting excited at the time, but I just think it's good enough to merit a little slot of its own and pride of place in my collection for the time being, and just the main thing I've been looking for crossed off the list. Gosh, it just makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it, finding things like this. Now, all I've got to do is find an aureus, and then I can stop detecting. We're going to come back here very quickly right at the end because I find something really good and really interesting a bit later on in the film. So see you then.
Well, that's more like it. A nice little buckle. And I think, well, I've never seen that design before. It's got an iron pin, still there, still intact. And rather a nice little design. I don't know how early that is. Is it Tudor? Stuart? Maybe earlier? Really sweet though. Hooray! Getting better. Well, what a day. Well, that's encouraging. It's a nice sound at that depth anyway. As I said, a lot of it's just lead at the moment. That's not a ring pull. It's too deep. Out. It's a bit dull sounding now. Oh, wouldn't you know? Hooray! It's a little hammered coin. Thank God for that. Thought we might go a day without finding one. Gosh, that's cheered me up. It's been a bit of a bleak day really, with pretty high expectations. Right, well that's lovely. I'm really pleased with that. Not in the best condition. Haven't a clue who it is. I'm guessing one of the later Henrys. But wow. I'm really pleased with that. Well done. Well done me. At depth too. Well, the sun's getting really low and I'm going to call it a day. It's not been groundbreaking, but we found loads of bits and pieces again. And if nothing else, and you didn't know before, you now know how they lift carrots. Well, I found one of those tiny little belt mounts, I think, and a strap end of sorts. Again, nothing particularly groundbreaking, but good early bits. Put those in there. And I've got a really iffy one to end on. The amount of iron I have dug up today, that's probably another rusty nail. But I am having to limit myself to this, because anything really ballsy sounding is just a ring pull or a bottle end. Hasn't come up much better, has it? Little bit stronger from the first dig. I think it's on this side. I'm not that hopeful. I don't think it's iron though. And if it is iron, it's big iron. It's big, deep iron. Well, whatever it is, it's there. It's deep. It's certainly 9-10 inches. I'll be really pleased if it's just not iron. Let's have a listen. There you go. Amazing, isn't it, that? Now, might not be any good, but that's 11 inches. Let's have a look. Easily the depth of the pinpointer. And standing like that, it could have gone either way. I think it's a bit of lead. Nope. Oh, well, crikey. Well, that was worth digging. Well, that's the best jeton I've ever found. It's one of the smaller ones with the sort of Celtic-y looking design. I think it might even be an English one. Wow. I've been digging quite a lot of rubbish today and limiting myself really more and more to those tiny wispy signals. That tiny bit of copper, thin copper at that depth with the Deus.
Welcome back, and here it is. It's an English token, and they were made almost all during the reigns of Edward I to Edward III. And this one is in absolutely perfect condition. I mean, I'm completely thrilled. I found quite a few, as I'm sure you all have, European jettons. I don't think they're that common either. I certainly don't find nearly as many of them as I do hammered coins, but I've never found an English one. This is quite an interesting one because it's got the reverse, or a reverse, on both sides. And I can't remember what it's called. It's called some sort of cross. It's a Minon cross or something like that, with pellets and pellets around the border. And so it dates to the sort of late 13th century, so 1285 to about sort of 1300. And again, like I said earlier about the Saxon one, and this is pride of place in my collection at the moment. I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled with it. It's a beauty, and I really do. I think the English ones are really quite rare. Well, I hope they are anyway. Thank you very much. But before we go, Tasky's. Tasky's been sitting under my chair. Sorry we didn't get him out again this time. Too many cattle and too many hares, etc. But as I always say, when we're doing bits of land that I feel that he's safe, he can go wherever he likes and I'm not worried. And there's plenty of places we can go, which is like that. And we're not going to upset gamekeepers and we're not going to upset pheasants and partridges. Then we'll see him out again. But he's on good form. He's well. But gosh, this far, I've never had a terrier with that. I mean, it looks like a sheep.
Well, that's a really nice one to end on. I'm thrilled. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.